joining us here tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Congratulations are definitely in order. I mean, you received the information about the nomination, you know,
Yes, that was
at a
amazing.
time of also, you know, finding that freedom. Can you talk about what that meant to you?
I mean, it meant a lot, and it just made me believe in God more and myself more. Because think about it, I'm coming from jail, and now I'm nominated for a Grammy Award. You know what I mean? I'm in LA. What could be better, man? Life is a blessing, so I have to give thanks. Yes.
You know, we had Shanisa here earlier, and we were talking about influences and her as a woman kind of being the face of the genre right now, the new up-and-comer. But obviously, she listed you as an influence. And for those of our audience that aren't familiar with dancehall and reggae, you are a literal living legend. So what does it mean that you are you've helped birth this new, you know, generation of artists?
I mean, it's an accomplished feeling because we put in the work, and the same way I stand on the shoulders of giants, like the Buju Banton, the Ninja Mans, the Beanie Mans. So it's good that kids can come along and say Vybz Kartel influenced them. So it's like a pay forward, you know what I mean? Yes. So it's a great feeling. It's an accomplished feeling, and it's humbling as well.
And what does the genre need to continue to do to continue to move forward and progress?
I mean, I think we just need to find the balance between the art and the commerce, because Jamaican music can be very rough, very kind of intolerant at times. So once we find that balance, especially the young kids coming up, they will do great, trust me.
That's interesting because the way that you recognize, you mentioned intolerance.
Yes.
And I know a lot of us who aren't familiar with the culture would sing certain things that we didn't know about, and then as an adult we found out, oh, that means this, that means that. So do you think it is a conscious thing with artists now saying we are going to kind of change?
Change is inevitable, and it's the only change is inevitable, and it's the only constant. So, and I believe in that change. You know what I mean? Because it's a global marketplace, it's one world, and everybody needs to do them. That's simple as that. That's it.
Music has been, especially in the Caribbean, has been used to really speak out, you know, in favor of politics, against politics. How do you see things continuing to kind of shift in that way?
I mean, Caribbean music, yes, strong on social commentary. And it's still happening now. I mean, especially now, because a lot of things are taking place in the Caribbean in terms of the social changes, and it's a good thing. So we have people like Buju Banton still fighting the good fight. I mean, you know, Bob Marley's a legend, even in death. So yeah, and I have my conscious songs as well. You know what I mean? Not a lot, but.
So you gotta have the balance, right?
Exactly, we need the balance.
The fun needs to be there as well.
Yes, ma'am.
If it makes you feel better, I've been to many a basement party with Vybz Kartel music.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
Yes, BK, yeah. True.
Thank you so much for the time. We
Thank
definitely
you so
appreciate
much.
it.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Do I keep
I'll hand that over. Thank you.
Living legend. When we talk about
Living
Caribbean music
legend.
and dancehall,
I mean, how does it feel chatting with him? You said you got to, you know, party to some of his songs.
quite many a song. You know, and obviously Brooklyn has a very, very, very strong, well, New York in general has a strong Caribbean culture. And so when you go to a party, it's nothing for, you know, an hour or two of reggae and dancehall, you know, to be played. And coming from Texas, we'd only have the, you know, maybe a Sean Paul song, but, you know, Brooklyn is a whole different level. So, yeah, it is cool talking to a living legend.
He's so cool, and just seeing his outlook on, you know, up-and-coming or even younger established artists, it's always interesting to see, what is the direction that maybe those who really set that that foundation, what is the direction that they hope that the genre goes in, you know?
Yeah, and I was really interested, which is why I commented, because, you know, there are a lot of very, very popular reggae and Caribbean songs that have some intolerant lyrics. And like I mentioned, you know, when you don't know the culture, you're saying these words not knowing that they can be highly offensive to certain people. And I think within the past 10 years or so, a lot of these big songs that a lot of us sung, a new lens is being looked at. And so to have one of the forefathers of this genre kind of say that we need to change this, we need to be more tolerant of people, I think is big and will definitely help the genre grow.
And, you know, we're seeing Bad Bunny kind of do something similar where it's, you know, he's saying things that are fully true to Puerto Rico, whether that's slang, whether that's certain, just phrases or idioms that those of us might not know. Do you think that artists should kind of define those for the rest of us who might be outside of their, just their culture, or is that something that people just kind of have to figure out?
That's a good question. I mean, I definitely believe in artistic expression and artists being themselves.
Yeah.
But I also have no tolerance for intolerance. And so I think there's a balance. It's one thing for us to, I think money is power. And so if we don't like what artists are saying, we can change that with our money. But at the same time, the fact that he is cognizant and saying, if we want this Caribbean, because the Caribbean is very, very small, but they produce all of this music. If we want this to continue and grow, then there are certain things that we need to change. And so the fact that he's aware of that, I think, and others are aware of that, will go a long way.
Oh, I love that. And I love that you asked him that question as well.
Thank you, Leslie. I'm learning from you, you know?
What?
Yeah.